All right, so we are here. It's Wednesday evening, and I want you to join me for a few moments for wisdom in the Word. And so we are going to be just talking about a couple topics, and we are looking at what does the Word say about the topic. All right, so what does the Word say about about wisdom, right? We're going to actually start with the topic wisdom. um, what does the word really tell us about wisdom? The word of God tells us that wisdom must be the thing that we search after. We must make it our primary focus. We must desire wisdom more than anything else in the world. So after life itself, we must seek to have wisdom. We must go after it. We must search for it. The book of Proverbs tells us that wisdom cries in the hilltops, right? She's searching out. And when you think about what the word says about looking and running and pursuing it, pursuing wisdom, you realize that this is something really, really valuable, right? We don't need per se more money. We don't need per se more things. What we need is more wisdom, because if we have wisdom, we are going to be able to regulate what we have to be able to get more. All right. So a wise person is a person who has a heart that is willing to seek, to knock, to learn, and to ask. Why am I saying this? The book of James says, if any man lack wisdom, let him ask, and God will give liberally. He wouldn't withhold, he wouldn't give partially, but he's going to just cause that bountiful flow of wisdom to come into your life. So if you're thinking about starting a family, or maybe you just want to have a better relationship with your spouse, the one place that I would suggest to go is to God and start asking for wisdom. I need wisdom to communicate with my spouse. I need wisdom in terms of when I'm replying, or when I'm asking a question, or when I'm making a suggestion. What is the best way to do that? So you're going to apply the principle of wisdom to that. All right. And one of the scriptures that I really love also comes out of Proverbs. Of course, Proverbs is the best book when you're talking about wisdom, right? Is that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and humility comes before honor. I have seen wisdom protect, preserve my own life over the years so many times. And it's that thing about reverencing God first. Because we reverence him, we act in a particular way, we think in a particular way, sorry, we do things in a particular way because we fear him. What would God think about this action? What does God think about this thought? What does God think about this desire? And so many times I'm a person, I'm quick, probably sometimes to act. And that could be a good thing because I don't delay or procrastinate much in my life. But what about if I missed it by acting too quickly, right? What about if I ran ahead in a particular area or something? So I constantly like to ask God for wisdom in terms of understanding the time and the season for everything. Of course, we know for everything there's a time and there's a season. So there can be no wisdom without the application of understanding divine time. And something may be right to do, but the timing is wrong, right? The timing may just be to pray. The timing may just be to pen it. The timing may just be to just not even share the thought or the idea at all, right? Wisdom depicts that you keep that baby buried until the right time, right? So it's really understanding how to apply wisdom. A wise person will ask themselves these questions all the time, these 5 questions. Who am I pleasing? Who am I living for? Who am I serving? Who am I doing this for? Who is my reward? And constantly, who, asking the question, who, asking the question, what am I called to do? What am I going to do with my day today? What am I going to say when I'm asked a particular question? What it is that I really desire. And you ask this question, what? Anything that you're attempting to do or to embark upon, be sure to ask these questions: who, what, when, how, and why, and you would find that you would get answers when you ask those questions. All right. Some people say, don't ask God questions, it's rude. That is not true, because when we look at the nature of a child and a parent, why does a young child exploring the world and beginning to understand things keep saying, mommy, why? Because John, the fire will burn you. Why would the fire burn me? And you just, sometimes they get to the why that you don't even know what to say. You're left sometimes wearied. All right. And I'm sure that when we ask God questions, he doesn't get weary, because he understands that we are seeking to get answers. We are seeking to understand. We are seeking to grow, just like that child who is learning about the world around them. So I want to ask you today, look at that thing that is the main goal on you in your life right now, right? I have something that I've developed called a purpose wheel. And so in that purpose wheel, I would often look at it and say, okay, why do I want better health? Right? I want better health because I want to live longer. Why do you want to live longer? I want to live longer because I want to be able to spend time enjoying my family, spend time enjoying the relationships in my life, spend times walking out the purpose that God has given me to walk out, doing the things that He placed in my heart to do. I want to spend time with my kids, my grandkids. All right. So go deeper. Why do you want to spend time with them? Because one of the things that is most valuable in our lives is relationships. What if your why wasn't just to spend time? Your why was because you want to have more energy, right? To be able to do the things you want to be able to feel well. You want to be able to do more, and you don't want to have this setback of health challenges, right? And then you say, okay, so why? And you just keep going down. So I hope you're getting the idea when you ask yourself, okay, why do you want to spend time with your grandkids? Wouldn't you like to see your grandkids reach a particular age, right? So you're going to that. Wouldn't you like to be able to go on a vacation with them? Wouldn't you like to be able to, and you just go down deep and think about the things in terms of that why. Now let's pivot and look at the purposes of God, why you want to be healthy, right? Because of course, if you're sick, you'll be lying on your bed with dreams in your heart and incapable of realizing those things, all right? Because you don't have the physical capacity to do it, all right? So that's one of the reasons why. So let the why be a motivator when you wake up to say, wisdom says to me, I need to pray. I need to exercise today. I need to drink water. I need to make a healthy choice. Wisdom says to me, I need to choose today to eat a salad instead of. Wisdom says to me today, I need to take 10 minutes and sit in a quiet place and allow myself to just be to be mindful of where I am right now, to just be mindful of how I'm, doing emotionally, be mindful of where I am at in my marriage or where I'm at, in some specific area. So you really want to take that time to understand what, why, when, he, how, who. You want to be asking those questions because asking questions gives you answers. Don't forget, if any man lack wisdom, let him ask God. So above all things, ask God. He put a vision in your heart. Say, God, how do you want me to do this? Who is this vision for? Who do you want me to reach with this passion in my heart? Who is it for? And if it is for a particular person, how do I get the message, the mission, the move, the product, the whatever it is to these people? What are the channels of distribution? Who can help me with this? Who has done this before? Who has the knowledge that I have? You see how many who's I'm asking. And so because you're asking these questions, now you're writing, you're getting answers, and you're answering these questions, right? And so you are able to get clarity. Asking questions give you the clarity, and wisdom really, really is something that we need to seek after and to pursue in our lives so that we will be able to realize our God-given potential. So I want to encourage you, above everything else, don't cry about the money or the time. God will give you wisdom if you ask him, how can I use my time better? Please give me wisdom. How can I use the money that I have better? Please give me wisdom. Now you may be applying wisdom to a particular area, but because right now it's a painful process, you may want to abort that process. I want to encourage you. For myself, if I'm going after a big goal and I've had this behavioral pattern like since a teenager, let's say I remember when I bought my first car, I really want to buy a car. I would not even, buy a chocolate once I'm saving for this car. And if I do buy a chocolate, it's because I'm saying, okay, you did so well, you reached your mark for this month, buy a chocolate now. And that is how intense I am when I'm going after a goal, right? So for you, it may be different, but you may say, I'm not going to buy an outfit this month. I'm not going to do this because this goal, my study, I need to pay for my study. I need to pay for my development. And you can't have, a million goals at the same time. One goal must prioritize. So wisdom is saying, because this main goal in this season right now, I need to focus on my health. I am going to use whatever resources to better my health. I'm going to use use my time to work on my health. I'm going to use, I'm going to look at, things like anxiety and worry and take control of my mind so I can have better health, right? So you want to really apply wisdom to any area of your life, and you want to also understand that it's a process, and being patient with the process of growth and change, because growth and change is really uncomfortable. But for anyone who seeks wisdom, for anyone who seeks to do better, to live better, to be better, anyone who seeks to grow, wisdom is fundamental. We must keep asking him for wisdom, because if we don't, in the season of preparation, we can be expecting the season of sowing into our lives. And when I say sowing, understand, you may be sowing a seed into your future, but you're expecting to see harvest in that season. And the thing is, you're going to be really frustrated if wisdom doesn't say to you, I cannot see the harvest. Nobody sees the seed when it's buried inside of the ground. I'm just going to have to work in the dark. I'm just going to have to be quiet. I'm just going to have to keep building. I'm just going to have to keep watering it. I'm just going to have to keep opening up the window every morning and letting the sun come in, because soon enough, my plant, once I nurture it enough, you're going to see that bud coming up. And so we have to be patient with the seasons of our life. Wisdom helps us to apply those principles into our lives. We cannot expect to see that harvest right at the season. All right. So those that sow in tears, having said that, those that make that demand upon themselves to grow, to glean, to gain wisdom, in the end, we'll see the benefit of it all. So wisdom is the principal thing with all the getting. Let's get wisdom. Let's get understanding. The world is looking for solutions. And I want to say to you, you are born with an answer inside of you that somebody else needs. Don't abort your purpose. Rise up. Be brave. Be bold. Ask God for the wisdom, the clarity. Ask him for the capacity, the people, the resources. But remember, the dream in your heart, the vision that he's given to you, you are responsible to bringing that to pass. And if you ask him, he'll give you the wisdom and everything, because there's nothing too hard for your God and my God to do. Love you. God bless you. And stay on the path of wisdom.